Good morning, retail traders. I want to do a preview of the weekly preview of the IWM, the QQQ, the SPY, SPX, and the SQQQ. And so far, it's still good. We're going to go ahead and pull up the SPY, but please subscribe, ring that bell for future updates. And I'm live every day on YouTube. You can go down through the content area here. I have a little PayPal scanner that I use on a daily basis and talk about trades all day long. You could donate to my PayPal account if you like. We also have a Discord channel, also have a Twitter and a stock twits. So this is a stock where I'm definitely been scalping for the last year. I've not done much swing trading at all. I'm definitely a price action trader. I like to buy the bottoms and run it up to resistance and get out of the trade before everybody else starts to think about it. I've got a sneaky snake trading strategy. It's following the trend, creating a pattern, creating a breakout, and having a pullback, and then at the end of the day, having a boom. So I'm able to make multiple trades with this strategy every day. So let's go straight into the SPY. Now, I've been trading for over 19 years. I've been watching the market for over 22 straight every day. And I've had my wins and I've had my losses, but I think I've developed a pretty good system right now that's working very well. As you can see here, we're into after hours, pre-market. And this is my TTM squeeze chart with the automatic Fibonacci setup on it. You can go ahead and follow this script down in the content, and then you can have it for yourself. It's one of a kind, and I'd really appreciate it if you take it and borrow it. Just go down in the comment section and say thank you, Jim. So we definitely hit a low yesterday of the 2-day low on the 5-day chart. We created a new low, but yet here we are still creating that Darvas box. So I'm excited about the double bottom that we've had already in the past 2 days, Friday and then today. That's showing respect, in my opinion. If you go back and you look at the yearly low, we had a 362.17. We lose respect once we hit that 362.17 and go below that, and I'll be buying puts if that happens. But I know the fat cats have been waiting for this June low, and we could have a nice reversal up. I'm going to do a couple lines on here to tell you where I think this trade could go. And I'm going to draw one right here on the body of this candle and run it right into that candlestick right there, take it to the right, and that would be my hard resistance in this trade. Just one line tells me where I think this stock can go for a good swing trade. Now we have this Darvas box right in here, and we also have the 3 black crows that I pointed out. I was very hugely excited about these crows when I saw them, and then I got real excited about this open window down here that caused that doji, and then that doji brought the stock all the way to the 200. So we're kind of setting up in the same way. This is still kind of a little bearish, but yet we did hold that double bottom, which is almost to the point that we hit this low of 362.17. So like I said, we got to hold that. We got to break resistance, and this here, to make it more bullish, would be that resistance level of 370.40. And we're going to go ahead and draw that in there. It's got to break that resistance line. Of 3,740, and that's where that break started into the Darvas box. So we'd like to take it inside of this Darvas box to the pivot point. The pivot point will be the body of the wick of this candle. We're going to draw that line in right there. That's the pivot point of this Darvas box. History has a tendency of repeating itself, and I called this triple top out for the breakout, and I called the pullback, and I called the boom. So you have a snake, you have a Darvas box, you have a breakout, you have a pullback, and you have a boom. That's how this trade works. And it works almost like that passionately in any time frame. as long as you know you have your own little strategy that goes with it. So 391's our long target, and we got to break resistance levels of 371.40, the pivot point in the Darvas box of 381.59, and then no higher probably than this top of this Darvas box, and then we should go sideways. And that's going to be right down here on the body of these two candles. Let me get that up there. Right there around 389.98 for the long trade. When you get confident and you've charted as much charts as I have, which is over about 1.2 million in the 19-year period, probably more charts than that. I average about 40 to 50 a day, and I've done that for over 19 years, and there's been a lot more. So yeah, I can go through here and just boom, 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 look at a chart, put a couple lines on it and say, okay, I'm ready. So we got to break resistance on the SPY of 370.40, 381.59, and 389.98. The next one, like I said, we respected that, and we should go sideways and have a breakout. So here's the SPX. Same thing, same scenario. We got to hold that support of 36.86.87. We got a double bottom, the June lows, the same kind of pattern, and we're going to run that thing to what the 39.18.95. Definitely, that's where that trend goes down. I thought I saw something I didn't see there, but yeah. And if you look at the 5-minute, 5-day, we just barely broke below Friday's low, but we're still gaining respect of that support level on that yearly. And that's what we got to look. That's what we got to keep an eye on. 36.87. As long as we hold that, we'll start building momentum up and bringing it up to that third resistance of 37.62.30. And that'll be the bottom of that Darvas box that I'm talking about. Then you can go ahead and move on up. Use these crows as resistance levels, and use this top of this Darvas box as a resistance level. And that's off. Well, I'm going to bring that up just a little bit. I love working with TOS. They have the great tools that you need to become a good chartist. 39.11.77, and that runs right into that trend line, and it runs into the 21 SMA, which is a triple combination there. That is a hard resistance at 39.06. Then we got the QQQ. Same scenario. Same thing that I'm talking about on all these trades. We got to respect that 269.28. And then we got to try to break that resistance line in the bottom of that Darvas box. And that's at 279.44. If we can do that, we'll get to the pivot point and back up to the resistance line inside of that Darvas box off this second crow. And that trend line runs right into this area right in here, so you want to take it long to 289.27. What we're doing is we're creating a descending pattern. So if we hit that and shit hits the fan, we could come down and triple bottom and then have a nice little sell-off. And then the last one is the IWM. In the same scenario, we come real close of hitting that 162.78, but we didn't do it. And if you look at the 2-day, this did pull back a little bit more than it should have probably. On the 5-minute, we did pull back a lot lower than we did here. So this is kind of descending. What we need to do on this one here is break this resistance level today and gain respect above 167.57. Right in there somewhere, 63. Somewhere in that area. If we can gain respect, then our next hard resistance will be the top that we had on Friday or yesterday, and that'll be right around 168.81. And that's the IWM. So we did do everything else, but this one did come down a little bit more, but yet it's still respected that year low, and that's what we got to respect to run this back up. your trend line, you'll simply just draw that across, and that'll be your hard resistance for the trade. And that's going to be right there off the body of that candle to the body of that candle. Hang that to the right, and it runs right into that 21 just like all the others, and that'll be 180.35, and then we could have the pullback. And that's pretty good height. I mean, that's to the body of that second candle on that crow. Whoop. Which runs right again into the 21, into the trend line, and into the top of that second candle. Your first one you'd have to break is going to be this resistance right here inside of this Darvas box. Just like that. And then your pivot point inside of that's going to be right here. So you'll have three resistances to break. The 168.81, $172.80, and then $176.91 and $180.73. So we still got a good ways to climb on this. We did have some real extension right here in these candles. So this IWM is going to be very fun to watch. Might be the last one to run up, but when it does, it's going to be nice. And then if we have a bad day, we'll close with the QQQ. Kind of like what we had yesterday. This is still bullish, and we could still run up and break this resistance level of 57, 58 bucks. If that's going to be your hard resistance to break, if that breaks, we could take it back up to the next resistance line, and that's going to be somewhere right around the 60.82 mark. And if we have a good green day, you can bring this back down to what I was saying before. If we do have a green run, back down to $48. And then it'll find some kind of resistance support there and maybe start to go sideways. But that's the top of that Darvas box. So that's it right now. Excuse me, we're open. We're just going to kind of glance through these real fast and see where they are. Take it to the 1 minute. This kind of gives me this pre-market alerts. They like to bring it down, so keep an eye on the 1 minute time frame on all these trades. Your solid support will be the 200 SMA. If you can hold that 200 SMA today, this morning, we're definitely going to be bullish for the rest of the day. If not, then we'll go over the SPX. This one won't show up. So I'm thinking for this to be very bullish, we need to stay above 36.64.02. 36, if we can open above 36.64.02 when the bell rings, I think we'll have a good chance of possibility of breaking that 36.74.49. QQQ, same scenario. Keep an eye on that 200 SMA. For your solid support on the 1 minute time frame, and resistance again is going to be that 279.44. And the IWM, same scenario. Use that 200 SMA as your solid support. That'll keep us bullish. We got to break resistance levels of the 167.63 and the 168.81, and that'll be it. So please subscribe, ring that bell, hit them like buttons if you like it, make a comment. If you have an opinion, I want to hear about it because it can definitely help me with my opinion. Everybody's opinion is good. You got to weed out the bad ones. And there's a great place down here for the comment section where you can go ahead and make your comments. Say, nah, Jim, I think it's going to hit the double bottom, or we're definitely going to tank, or I like to know things like that because it could change my perspective on how I'm looking at the day trade, or even how I'm looking at a swing. I might miss something. You might miss something that you're seeing that I'm seeing, vice versa. So I like to get this following up I like to get these views up, share. I'm going to be posting videos, smaller videos like this, a weekly video, and then I'm going to be live all day long on YouTube. You can also join my social media. I'm Discord, Twitter, StockTwits, and say hi to me when you do that. And also we have the PayPal if you want to donate for my cause. I spend 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day looking at charts, talking to people, get personal with them. And that's about it. Have a great day. Retail traders.